What up everyone, my name is Nightrow and today I'm gonna be playing a visual novel called Kidnap Girl. Now I've been really hesitant about playing this game just because of the title. And another thing is, I'm sorry that I wasn't able to upload this a lot sooner. I was trying to focus on finishing the battle pass for Apex, the previous one, not the one that came out today. Even though this video is gonna be coming out tomorrow on Wednesday, but whatever. But yeah, I was trying to finish it and I managed to finish it just in time. So yeah, now I have time to record this. Hopefully it has a good ending and not a bad one. So let's get this started. The day I turned 17, I kidnapped a girl. Oh lord. Her name was Alice. And sociability was not the main feature of her character in class. She was always quite especially when no one talks to. A girl like her was not difficult to pull out of her for a date after school. In the process, she readily agreed to come home with me, where I gave her some juice laced with sleeping pills. Alice fell asleep in just a few minutes. It was my first kidnapping. Not a bad beginning. Everything went according to plan, although with the dosage I went too far. I lived with my uncle. His house was too big for just the two of us, so some of the rooms were empty. My uncle said for a long time that he wanted to rent them out, but he didn't post any ads, so I used one of them as my torture chamber. Of course, he didn't know that. Wait, what? Edward was the name of my uncle. He rarely went into the empty room. The only key card to the room was settled in my pocket. Edward always came home late, so today I had plenty of time to have fun with my new toy. Oh lord. When I locked myself in the room with Alice, I felt a wave of heat sweep through my body. My hands were sweating as began to crawl along the rope. Oh god. My gaze darted hungrily from the sharp blade to the white skin of the motionless body and back again. I licked my lips in anticipation. Simultaneously, with the excitement, bad thoughts came to my head. I looked back at the closed door. Did I make a mistake? Did everything go well? I shook my head, shaking off my misgiving, and set about the task I had long dreamed of. The only thing that matters now is that is just the two of us, that we won't be disturbed for the next few hours. I was getting excited about what was coming. Putting my tools aside, I sat down next to Alice, putting my hands on her thin, fragile legs. I ran my hand up her thighs, touching the edge of her shirt skirt. I need to take off her clothes, otherwise it will only prevent me from enjoying the work done. Oh god. Do I have to censor this or cut out the entire thing completely to actually do show some stuff? Button by button, I slowly removed her shirt and froze in disbelief. Oh lord. Lord. She's so bruised up. There were bruises, and then other signs of beating under her clothes. I didn't hit her, so I couldn't have left those bruises. Then, where did they come from? Is she being beaten up at home? And after all, she was only beaten where the clothes could hide the bruises to avoid being seen by strangers. It seems that Alice was regularly bullied. In some places there were fresh bruises filled with blood, in others disgusting blackened spots. The older ones were slowly dissolving. I can't even imagine how hard and painful it is to move in this state. But she came to school every day and even smiled in rare conversations with her classmates. Perhaps she decided to go with me so that she could return home as late as possible. Damn, I can't even speak. These thoughts made the desire to hurt her disappear. But I didn't change my mind though. That strange feeling in my heart was probably not pity but disappointment. After all, psychos like me can feel pity and can emphasize with others. When I kidnapped Alice, I wanted to enjoy her suffering to see the first drop of blood on her smooth white skin. And now I can't even get what I want. Her body is covered in injuries without my effort. It's like asking for a sweet birthday cake but getting a still moldy cupcake. How can I feel Alice with pain and horror when she's already being bullied? Oh boy. After thinking about it, I decided to hide all of the torture items that could indicate the real reason for the abduction. And when Alice wakes up, I'll send her home and find a better victim next time. Whoa, what the heck? What's with this room? So futuristic. Set up fucking cat? What the heck? Finally, Alice opened her eyes. Ask if she's okay. I'm gonna be nice and ask her if she's alright. As soon as she regained consciousness, I rushed to her, faint concern. Oh, you're awake. Are you alright? Does it hurt anywhere? My God, this is really hard for me right now. When we were sitting down, you suddenly fainted, and however, Alice was in no hurry to show excitement. Instead, she got up, looked around, closed her eyes for a second, and then looked directly at me.
Ты усыпил меня.
You put me to sleep. Those words froze me for a second. How did she know about that? Oh, what are you talking about? I told you just passed out.
Меня не раз усыпляли, так что мне знакомо чувство, когда я начинаю засыпать после снотворного.
Darling, lower that volume a little bit louder. Okay, I've been put to sleep more than once, so I knew the feeling when I start to fall asleep after sleeping. Put to sleep? I was more taken aback by this news that when Alice said that, I had drugged her. It's...
Забудь.
Never mind.
В любом случае,
Why did you put me to sleep
зачем ты
anyway?
усыпил
Did you do something to
Ты
me?
что-то сделал со мной?
I cannot tell if... Well, whatever. I'm not gonna say nothing. Alice touched herself between her legs without lifting her skirt. Hey, I didn't do anything wrong to you. She took her hand away.
Ты прав.
You're right.
Тогда зачем?
Then why? I told you.
Я знаю, что ты
I know you
усыпил
put me to
меня.
sleep too,
Перестань
so
увиливать от
stop dodging the
ответа.
question. I didn't know what to say. The awkwardness of the situation increased with every second. I didn't know what to do or what to say. It was necessary to change the subject urgently and try to take control of the situation. Where did you get the bruises?
Так ты меня раздевал?
So you undressed me.
Я
Oh,
поняла.
I get it.
Где фотографии?
Where are the photos? What photos?
Фотографии
The
моего
photos of my
тела.
body. No, I didn't undress you or take pictures of you, trust me.
Тогда почему
why did you
ты
put me to sleep?
усыпил меня?
That is not true at all, and you still haven't answered my question.
Скажу только после того,
I
как
will only
услышу
tell you after I
правду.
hear the truth. I hesitated. Should I tell the truth? Something like, oh, I'm sorry, I just wanted to torture you at home. But it's okay, I've already changed my mind, so you can go home. No, this is nonsense then. I'm sure if it will work, but it's worth a try. You know. Lowering her eyes and stammering, he pretended to be very confused. The only way to get out of the situation, which will go without suspicion, is to come up with a sufficiently touching story. As far as I know, girls are more emotional and romantic than boys. I like you, and for a long half I had the desire to kidnap a loved one, so I decided on my birthday to make myself a gift. That is the bullshittest story ever. Rubbing my hands, I continued to stare at the floor without looking up.
Да кто в такое поверит?
And who would believe that?
Погоди, ты...
Wait,
любишь
Of me?
меня?
Oh lord. I nodded uncertainly.
Я
Someone like me?
кому-то понравилась.
Do you really believe? Are you serious? Do you actually believe that, Alice? Well, someone texted me. The recent wariness and anger disappeared smoothly. She smiled and... What the heck is texting? Okay. The recent wariness and anger disappeared smoothly. She smiled and her eyes lit up. It worked. Well, my lie worked. Although I must admit, I did not expect much success, and I was already prepared to reduce the kidnapping to a mocking joke. To laugh in her face, call her a naive fool for believing that such a handsome man like me can truly ask a mild-mannered girl like her out. And then rudely take her to the door after dealing with several insulting phrases thrown out at me. After this farewell, it is not that I could just go back and talk to her anytime soon. I must admit that Alice is not as simple as it seemed. I didn't manage to deceive her the first time, though. I'm an experienced liar. But how can she immediately believe that I loved her? While I was wondering at her naivety, she thought about something for a couple of seconds in silence.
Получается,
It
меня
turns out that I
похитил
was
мой
kidnapped by my
одноклассник, который еще и
classmate,
сумасшедший.
who is also crazy. Her voice has become more soft. I would even say melodious.
А что ты
What do you
хотел сделать
want to
дальше?
do next? Well, I wanted to let you live with me, probably. Alice laughed.
Наверное. А ты не все
Probably.
продумал,
You
да?
didn't think it through, did you? There's nothing funny about it. I frowned slightly, which confused my former captive.
Прости.
I'm sorry. I just always thought that you were incredible. You have excellent grades in all subjects. You get prizes. You are good at sports. I never thought a guy like you would like me.
Никогда бы не А еще не думала, что все-таки ты немного глуп.
I didn't think you were a bit stupid after all. And this is said by the person who was kidnapped.
Обижаешь.
How dare you? We laughed. The tension has disappeared. Alice relaxed and began to behave more freely and at ease. At school, she usually doesn't attract attention. During recess, she's rarely leave the classroom, sitting at her desk with her head down or silently looking out the window. In general, an inconspicuous gray mouse. And I even catch myself thinking that she has a very nice smile. School, hobbies, music, we move smoothly. Damn it! I can't even speak. Freaking the crackers were too dry. We moved smoothly after one topic to another, unconsciously not thinking about the kidnapping and did not notice how time flew by. The longer we talked, the more free Alice felt. She listened to me with genuine interest, something even making various jokes in my direction, laughed sincerely. I listened to her stories and sometimes I couldn't help but smile. I got to think that Alice who goes to school with me and the Alice who is sitting next to me are two different people. I never thought Alice could be so sociable and happy. The next few hours passed quickly. We chatted about all sort of nonsense. I was an idiot. It's late. I think it's time for you to go home and your parents are probably already worried. My words made Alice suddenly sad. Her smile and the sparkles in her eye were gone. It's like she's begging the ghost mask she always wore at school.
У меня нет родителей.
I don't have parents. Sorry. Then who do you live with?
С мачехой
With my
и
stepmother and her
ее
boyfriend?
ухажером.
Oof, now I see where this... Now I know how she got her bruises. She almost hissed at the last words through her teeth. It was immediately clear to me that things were not going well at home. My guess was confirmed. The family does not favor her very much. Alice continued to sit next to me, not wanting to leave. I was silent and just looked at the time on my phone. Edward should be back soon, and if he sees Alice, I will have to explain. He's a good man, and I will be happy if I bring a girl home, but Alice is not my girlfriend. I just kidnapped her and tried to torture her. Bind and hide in another room with a gag in her mouth is one thing, but to explain what Alice was doing and how we met, I didn't want to. Seeing my confusion, she stopped. Alice glanced at me briefly, then for a moment, pursued her lips. Pursed her? What? Her lips. And with a sharp exhale, stood up.
Прости,
I'm
ты ведь
sorry,
не один живешь, а я и
you
так
don't live alone, and
задержалась.
it's already late. She went to the door with a noticeable reluctance. It was raining outside. What kind of futuristic world is this? Makes no sense. Before leaving, Alice turned around saying the next last word.
Знаешь,
You know,
я была бы
I
не
won't mind if
против,
you really
если бы
kidnap
ты
me. You're
действительно
much more
похитил меня.
more
С
comforting.
тобой уютнее.
Comforting. And she left. So it would have ended, but a couple of hours later, Alice returned. The doorbell rang.
Клайв,
Whoa. Clive, please
пожалуйста,
kidnap me.
похить
What?
меня.
What? I did not expect that. After voicing her insane request and holding her back, with a trembling hand she smiled and cried. The smile on her face was just an artificial dam, ready to collapse at any moment under the influx of emotions, unable to contain the accumulated sadness, loneliness, and despair. What happened to her? Why is she crying? Such questions did not linger in my mind for long because the way she looked now, her pain driven and beckoned, her, her vulnerability and tears seemed to cry, lock me away from people and do what you want to me. On my doorstep stood next a sad classmate, but a victim begging her executioner to put her out of her misery. The sight of her made me want to hurt her again. But you never hurt her to begin with, you just drugged her. A familiar wave of excitement ran through my body, my breath quickened my hand, trembled with impatience. I wanted to lock myself in with her again and run the blade over that soft skin. What? I wanted to see how her tears would flow with a drop of blood. Do you want me to kidnap? Do you want to be kidnapped? Haven't you even considered the possible consequences? Poor Alice. I couldn't help it. Damn it. I roughly grabbed her hand and led her to the same room. We were alone again. All that remained is to take a knife and...
Погоди,
Wait, Clive.
Клайв,
You want to do
ты хочешь сделать это
you want to do
со
this to
мной?
me?
Даже
Even though
несмотря на то,
I'm
что
a
я
used product?
использованный товар?
Oh, why does she have to say it that way though? What are you talking about? Alice told me everything. She worked as a prostitute? Oh my god. I wanted to save money so that after coming of age, I could immediately leave my stepmother and her boyfriend, and live separately. Her stepmother's lover liked to molest her, but Alice always locked herself in her room. Today, when she returned home, this man, as always, was drunk. Her stepmother was not at home, and he tried to rape her. Oh shit. She barely fought back and ran away from home, returning to me. She had nowhere else to go.
Теперь ты ненавидишь
Now you
меня.
hate me. I'm sorry.
Сейчас мне
I
жаль,
did
что
it. If I'd
занималась
known someone
этим.
like you
Если
would
бы
like
знала,
me.
что ты...
Her tears started to flow harder.
Но, пожалуйста, позволь мне остаться у тебя. Я сделаю что
Lord.
угодно.
But please, let me stay with you. I'll do anything. Anything? Those two words stuck in my head. Will she consent to be the victim of my torture? Will I? While I was thinking about this, Alice continued to stand, waiting for my answer. I couldn't find any words to say, so I hugged her instead. This embrace was a fleeting impulse, which for some reason I instantly obeyed. I even thought I didn't expect it from myself at the moment. This hug seemed the only right thing to do. This is how we started living together. What? I think I'm gonna stop the video right here. I am confused. I don't know how I feel about this and her backstory. I am so confused. Like, really confused. And I don't know how I feel about this. Now, I kind of want to see what will happen if I continue this. And I have no clue if I should censor that one scene in the novel or not. Kind of wish I had a webcam so I can record my face, because that way you guys can see my the face of disbelief that I had. Well, I still don't understand what kind of year we're at, because that one room looks all futuristic and this one have a futuristic look. TV? Question mark? I don't know. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna continue recording this. I thought it was gonna end up being bad, but so far it's kind of interesting. I'm hoping there's a good ending to this, because if not, I'm gonna be horribly disappointed. So yeah, so guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.